If your 2018 Honda Accord maintenance minder is showing code B3, it's time to change the transmission fluid. Changing the fluid begins by engaging the vehicle's parking brake, lifting the front of the vehicle, and placing two jack stands at the lift points behind the front tires, or preferably lifting on 4 level jack stands. Approaching the undercarriage from the front of the vehicle, locate the engine splash shield that is secured by a total of 6 fasteners and plastic retention tabs. These are turned counterclockwise 90 degrees to loosen. Tap and pull on the shield to knock down any pins still hanging on. Remove the 2 Phillips-type screws towards the middle of the vehicle. Use penetrating fluid and a pair of channel pliers at the head of the screw if you encounter seizing induced by rust. Slide the shield toward the rear of the vehicle to pull it off the retention tabs. Locate the transmission drain plug and the transmission fluid level check bolt. Here is a closer look at both. The transmission drain plug has a 3/8 socket head and should be removed with a breaker bar. To lessen the speed of the fluid leaving the vehicle, I have purposely left the transmission fluid fill plug above in place. Assuming only the front of the vehicle was raised, allow the majority of the fluid to leave the transmission, lower the vehicle so the entire car is level, and place a shallow catch pan for the remainder of the fluid. Make sure that all fluid drains from the transmission. Remove the old crush washer on the magnetic transmission drain plug and then thoroughly clean and remove all metal shavings with a paper towel. Place a new crush washer over the drain plug, which I will link below. Insert the drain plug with the new crush washer back into the transmission and wipe down excess fluid on the outside cover. Using a torque wrench, tighten the transmission fluid drain plug clockwise to 36 foot-pounds. From the front of the vehicle, midline, locate the transmission fluid fill plug. Simply grab the metal hook and pull the plug straight out. Hit the plug with brake cleaner and wipe it down. Insert a long neck funnel into the fill port for the transmission fluid. Please pay attention to the type of transmission your 2018 Honda Accord has. Using the wrong fluid will damage your transmission. Here are the transmission types and fluids required for your convenience. Most Accord trims come standard with the CVT transmission, which requires 3.9 quarts during a standard fluid change. After pouring 3.9 quarts of HCF-2 fluid in the CVT transmission, start the vehicle and shift through all the gears twice, pausing approximately 3 seconds between each shift. Turn off the vehicle once completed. With the vehicle completely level, remove the transmission fluid check bolt using a 12mm socket. There is no dipstick in this vehicle to check the fluid level. You must verify that you have the proper amount of fluid in the transmission using the check bolt. Using a paper towel, wipe around the fluid check port. When you see fluid slowly seeping in this fashion, your transmission has the appropriate amount of fluid. Reinstall the 12mm check bolt and torque to 15 foot-pounds clockwise. Reinstall the transmission fluid fill plug by simply pressing it into place. Reinstall the engine splash shield, minding the plastic retention tab to the front and the 2 in the rear. Reinstall the 4 slotted pins, turning them 90 degrees clockwise to secure. Apply anti-seize compound to the 2 Phillips retention screws before reinstalling in the engine splash shield to avoid issues with rust. Reinsert the 2 Phillips screws hand tight. Clear the maintenance minder transmission fluid change notification by selecting the house button on the steering wheel. Scrolling down to maintenance, press in on the scroll wheel, and clear the items that you have addressed based on the Honda maintenance schedule, which I have shown here. Using the general Accord maintenance schedule in normal operating conditions, you should change the transmission fluid before hitting 60,000 miles. 30 to 40,000 mile change intervals are a safe guideline, but when in doubt, Follow the maintenance minder. That's it. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to receive notification of future content.